What's up guys, Mickle here, and 3 days after the Bill Hinman Ethereum free pass documents were released to the public, we are still finding bombshells. One of the biggest issues in cryptocurrency right now is whether or not the token is the security. The SEC has been claiming for the past couple months that the token itself is the security, but guys, I want to show you an excerpt from these documents that explicitly says that the SEC is fully aware that the token itself is never the security. Guys, I want to show you the implications this could have on the Ripple SEC case, because one of the biggest issues right now is whether or not Judge Torres will come out and say XRP in the secondary market is not a security. I want to show you what some lawyers think and how these emails change their mind. Make sure to stick around for that. This is huge. Towards the end of the video though, I also want to go over two breaking pieces of news that we just got. Guys, this has to do with some of the biggest institutions in the entire world stepping into the cryptocurrency industry. Guys, I have heard so many smart people say in regards to cryptocurrency, first they ignore you, then they fight you, then they join you. I want to show you that we are a lot closer to the then they join you stage than most people think. Guys, one of these pieces of news has to do with a Ripple CBDC. Stick around for that. You are not going to want to miss it. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out my favorite exchange I'll pull down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start this video off and show you one of the best XRP clips, one of the funniest XRP clips I have ever seen. This was from Oscar on Twitter, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because honestly, I want to make sure you guys go onto Twitter and watch this full thing. He completely deserves it. But guys, this has to be one of the most hilarious clips I have ever seen in my entire life. I needed to play this for you, and I was so happy that this didn't get copyright stricken, because this is something that you guys just absolutely need to see. Listen up to this, and before I start the video, just notice what's on the screen right here. Bill Hinman's personal opinion writer's room. Guys, listen up to this. This is absolutely gold.
Can I have everyone's attention? Listen, everybody. Listen, everybody. Listen, quiet. We need to decide what he'll think quickly. I want to hear everyone's ideas. Let's just see what sticks. Pamela, what you got?
I don't know. Couldn't he just talk about, like, the duck test?
The what test?
The duck test.
What the fuck is the duck test?
Well, if it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it must be a duck.
Yes, that's it. I love it.
That is by far the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh yeah? You got a better idea?
Where is Hinman? Shouldn't he at least be here for this?
He's got bigger fish to fry. He's at one of his important business lunches.
The bill master himself, finally making some bills of his own. So what do you say, you son of a bitch? Do we have a deal?
I'll make sure Ether will be fully cleared, but I'm going to give the kid a call and run everything by him first, just to make sure I don't say anything wrong.
So guys, I had to stop it right there because I want you to go on to Twitter and watch his full video. This thing was a masterpiece. His word selection was hilarious. It's so accurate, but so funny at the same time. And guys, I cannot imagine what the SEC is thinking when they are seeing this, because this makes their entire case look like a complete embarrassment. Now, I want to move on and show you something else pretty interesting, because I have seen a lot of different narratives around the Bill Hinman Ethereum free pass emails. Some people saying they're nothing burgers, some people saying they are absolutely critical to the entire crypto industry. Guys, I was blown away with how significant these emails were. I have already found so many insane things in these documents, and one thing I want to show you after we go over this that's really going to blow your mind. But I want to start off with this because this was from a lawyer who wasn't even following this case. He said these documents are substantially bad for the SEC, but the optics are even more damaging. Taken together, they demonstrate an SEC that is clearly more concerned with expanding its turf rather than its nearly 90-year mission of protecting US investors. They are showing the revolving door aspect of the agency, bureaucracy at its worst. Guys, I thought this was brilliantly said, and I think this is one of the takeaways you have to have no matter what. Even if you didn't dig into these emails, you need to understand that these emails proved that everything the XRP community had been saying about the SEC and how they were unfairly treating us was absolutely true. What we learned in these emails, even if you didn't look into them and actually learn how important these documents were going to be to the future, it was impossible to look at these emails and not come away with an understanding that the SEC has completely lost their mission. Now, I want to move on and share with you something that is absolutely huge, in my opinion, to all cryptocurrencies going forward. Take a look at this statement actually found by Bill Morgan. What the SEC was actually saying in the drafting of the Ethereum free pass speech is actually completely different from the positions they have taken today. Listen up to this, because what you guys are going to understand when you read this is John Deaton has been right since day one, and the SEC has been blatantly lying to the market's face. We suggest this edit because there are things that we would say are securities all by themselves. For example, things that are in the Securities Exchange Act by definition. Also, we can imagine a situation where a share in a company is actually issued as a token. That would be an exception to the rule that the bit of code itself, the cryptocurrency, is not the security. Guys, this is absolutely shocking right here, because what we are learning is that the SEC has known since day one that tokens are not securities. John Deaton has done so many breakdowns of the Howey test and has shown that the asset itself is never the security, it's the sale of the asset. What we are learning here is the SEC was talking about these same ideas back in 2018. But that is not what the SEC wants to tell the market, because the SEC is simply looking to push its jurisdictional turf battle. The SEC is trying to play dumb and trying to act like, oh, we don't think the token's any different, but they were saying the same exact thing back in 2018. Now, the thing that's so important to take away from this is Judge Torres read these documents. She knows that the SEC was talking behind the scenes, talking about how coins like XRP are not the securities. And even an SEC official who I have brought up multiple times on this channel came out recently and admitted that the tokens themselves with utility are not securities. We are seeing a dramatic shift in the sentiment in the market because of these emails. People are starting to understand that since day one, the SEC has known the token is not the security. And this has actually changed a lot of people's opinions, including attorney Fred, who at one point didn't think Judge Torres was going to comment on secondary sales. He now thinks, because of seeing what was in these emails, that there is a much greater chance she will come out and address secondary sales. Now, I think this is the biggest win out of anything in this case, because us as XRP holders should not care if Ripple gets a slap on the wrist. We should not care if Ripple offered XRP in the past and some of their offerings violated securities transactions. The only thing we care about going forward is whether or not the asset XRP itself is a security. And in my personal opinion, is because the SEC was literally caught in these emails talking about this exact issue and took a hypocritical stance to this issue in this case, I think it is going to give Judge Torres more fuel than ever to actually come out and address this exact issue and make it clear to the market once and for all that the XRP token is not the security. So guys, with all that out of the way, I want to do a complete 180 and talk about something different. I want to show you how early we really are to this market, because I don't think a lot of people understand. We beat the institutions into the cryptocurrency market. We are the smart money. And guys, eventually so much money is going to be forced to flood into this asset class. This is one of the first times in history we were actually able to get in before the big money. Take a look at this. Earlier today, we actually had BlackRock officially file for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Guys, I'm not sure if people understand how massive this is, because this gives so much validation to the entire cryptocurrency space. No matter what you think about BlackRock, they are the biggest money manager in the entire world. And for BlackRock to be offering their customers cryptocurrency related products, guys, that is a validation to the entire cryptocurrency space. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to make it so when BlackRock starts talking to its customers and saying, hey, you need an allocation to different asset classes, why don't you check out our Bitcoin product? Guys, it is going to force the people who never understood cryptocurrency to start learning about it and start piling in. This is, in my mind, a huge validation to the idea that these institutions always knew they were going to get involved in this asset class. These institutions know cryptocurrencies are the future to our financial system. They just wanted to FUD the market. They wanted to create as much pain as possible so they could build products like this behind the scenes and eventually take control as much of it as they possibly could. And I want to finish off with one very exciting piece of news out of Ripple. And I predict the amount of news we see like this is just going to keep ramping up exponentially as we finish up the Ripple SEC case. I think over the past 3 years, Ripple has been forced to be really conservative with announcements like this, but I cannot wait for this case to be over because I think this is going to look like peanuts compared to what we're going to see. But earlier today, we found out that Ripple is actually working with Colombia to build a central bank digital currency. Guys, this is about the 5th one we have seen in the past year. Ripple is working with central banks all around the world to build digital CBDCs on top of the XRP ledger. And this proves once again that the XRP community has been right since the beginning. We knew this was going to happen. We knew Ripple was taking the right approach by working with governments and working with central banks. And now we see them returning the favor by using Ripple and the XRP ledger to build their future payment system. Guys, this is the biggest validation I have ever seen for XRP and Ripple's position in the future financial system. And I have a feeling this is just a start. We are going to start seeing some of the biggest central banks in the entire world announcing that they are building CBDCs on the XRP ledger. This is just a start, but the fact that this is happening in the middle of the Ripple SEC case should be a massive validation for our position. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.